Okay. There we go. Okay, imagine this. It's April 15th, tax day, relaxing, grabbing a couple drinks at a local pub with this guy. And I only met him once, and I'll tell you this. I have a job, and I don't live with my parents, but we met online. Fair enough. One beer leads to a couple beers. It's about 11 o'clock, we're getting kicked out. It's bar and carry, so what do you expect? We're getting ready to head out, and just before we do, he turns to me and says, "So, when do I get to meet this dog?" Moral of the story, if you're a single girl or guy, get yourself a dog. Okay, so Theo, he's a firecracker. There he is. There he is, yes. Yes. He was like this big, now he's only like this big. He came over from Missouri, that's where all dogs come from. And from the beginning, I knew he was a very special little guy, so much so that I dressed him up like that. He was handsome, charismatic, and yes, very fashion-forward, folks. He was a total gentleman, and it was only fitting that he had a very respectable name. That's why, when it came down to it, I decided on a very official name, Theodore Casanova of the Carolinas. If anyone doubts that, I've got the certificate from the AKC, he's a purebred, it's real. Anyways, as you can tell, life as a puppy is very tough. Theo spent most of his days napping, making friends, and pretty much being the center of everyone's attention. I never talked to my neighbors in my complex. I'm sure there are many of you like that. As soon as Theo showed up, he said hello to everyone. We were at the park, everyone stopped us, everyone wanted to pet him, they wanted to know what his name was, how old he was, you know, the whole shindig. And my friends loved him. My parents love him, and yes, he's very cute. Very cute. So there are two things you need to know about Theo. One, he's incredibly cute. Two, he's incredibly smart. Sit, lie down, stay, shake, roll over. You can even high five. That's his recent trick. He's even bell trained, but I think that's actually a topic for another Petriku tonight. And Theo loves to help out at home. He likes to jump in and help with the laundry. He's really good at that. He's never short of energy. And when he's not sleeping, running around, eating cookies, begging for cookies, trying to get more cookies, he catches up on his current events. As you can tell, Theo is an avid New York Times reader. That's him on an average Saturday afternoon, just hanging out, reading the headlines. Every decent dog needs to do that. Okay, so Theo just doesn't hang out all the time. He puts his good looks to use. In fact, several months ago, he helped me raise over $500 for a nonprofit youth literacy organization in Chicago. Over $500. Him and I. It's like nothing. Anyways, after the many months we've spent together since February, our relationship has definitely blossomed. And I'm pretty much the world's biggest puppy mama. You can just ask any of my friends who really don't want to hear any more about it. And when Theo came into my life, I was working full-time. So I stayed at home most of the time because I was lucky enough to be able to work from home. I sat at my desk, he slept near my desk. It was a nice setup. Well, not too long ago, I got a new job. And that job was a 9 to 5. So Theo and I, we had to sit down and have a conversation. And I said, buddy, you just can't sit at home and look cute all day. You gotta do something. I'm not gonna be here. And so we had to think long and hard about it, and it dawned on me, Theo's celebrity doppelganger. He's the fantastic cross between Hugh Jackman, whoops, yes, and Snoopy. So he's witty, he's smart. If you trade that typewriter for a laptop, he pretty much thought he could change the world with a smile and a click. And that's exactly what he decided to do. So when I started my new job in August, Theo began his career as a relationship advice columnist. And with that, Ask Theo Casanova was created. Theo was excited. He was embarking on a new career as a blogger. These days, anyone can be a blogger. We got him set up with the Gmail account, site on WordPress, and yes, you too can follow him on Twitter. Well, he didn't devote all of his time to answering questions. He is, after all, just to remind you, a dog. But the questions still started to roll in, and when I would leave for work, he buckled down and started working on his blog. And so he wanted me to share a few things with you. His biggest gripe: we overthink and overcomplicate our relationships. We make the dating world seem scary, daunting, confusing, and then we spend the rest of the time complaining about all of it. We forget that at the end of the day, we all just want to be loved, appreciated, respected. It's that simple. So these days, Theo answers questions submitted by different readers. For example, why are girls attracted to all the assholes? Or, if I'm a player, how do I really know it if everyone else is a player hater? And when is it okay to FART with the BF? It's a good question. You're all thinking about that right now. You'll have to read his blog to figure out what he says, but you get an idea of a lot of the juicy stuff he covers. So, do you have a dating dilemma? Do you feel like your friends are tuning you out every time you talk about that guy in the cubicle next to you? Are you nervous about going on a blind date, finding love online? Or are you just wondering if you really should give your ex that 5th chance? Well, ask Theo. He's got answers. He changed my life. And it just goes to show that sometimes the best advice comes from the most unlikely source. And take it from me, he's the 4-legged friend you didn't know you needed. And oh yeah, Mr. Tax Day guy, things worked out, and he's in the audience over here, so not too bad, it's his birthday. So give him some love, visit theocasanova.com.